million Nigerian women have undergone FGM worldwide. Globally, around 200 million women and girls have been mutilated. Let us know what your thoughts are. Do you know someone who's been in this situation? Have you been in this situation? And are you concerned that this perhaps is still ongoing around you? 0144899981. The WhatsApp number is 0809 4440981. And you can also tweet at smooth981. Our guest is Oluwatomi Olunuga, and she's from the Hazy Health Initiative. And they are a development organization and focused on improving health and productivity of vulnerable and underserved populations across Africa. And yeah, we're also streaming the show live as well. So you can catch the live stream on YouTube. So just search for Smooth 981 on YouTube and you can catch the live stream, even drop a comment on that stream as well. And coming back to this subject, Tommy, I want to ask this though. 2003 Child Rights Act, yes. 2015 VAP Act. Have there been any prosecutions and possibly convictions that you're aware of?
None.
Sorry?
None.
None.
Yes. So, and I mean that's why when you asked about the issues that we are having as regards to the enforcement of this law, I emphasize the fact that reporting is one of our major issue. No one is ready to talk about the fact that this was the person who conducted this act on me. And I mean there are issues around we stay in the same community. I don't want to put you in trouble. If we go to court, are we still going to be friends after court? So, like community issues such as that, and also the fear of being discriminated in the community for talking about something like this. So, like things like this are things that have affected the enforcement of the laws.
Now, we've spoken about this being a harmful cultural practice. Is there a perhaps religious aspect to this?
Okay, so this is actually very dicey because a lot of religious leaders, some religious leaders have their contrary opinion to this, but then we know that in the Bible it's not supported, and also from our engagements with religious leaders from the Muslim point of view, we've also realized that it's also not supported in the Quran that female genital mutilation should be conducted. However, we also know that there are also a group of people who would say it's written in the holy books that it should be conducted on females. But then like this is always open for opinions for different point of views. Yes.
So, who exactly carries out these processes in communities?
Okay, so yeah, so this is actually a very nice question because a lot of us, I personally, I also assumed that it was only traditional circumcisers, the Ololas, that conduct this practice. But then from our engagement on Stop Coach project, because we ran this for 3 years in Osun, Ekiti, and Oyo State, so we had a lot of engagements with community members, and we realized that it's not only the traditional circumcisers. We also have traditional birth attendants. They call them agbebis in the southwest. We also have doctors, nurses, health workers who conduct this practice. And when you conduct female genital mutilation in the hospital setting, it's called medicalization of female genital mutilation. And that is why when we're trying to tell people to stop this practice, we also educate the health workers that this is not acceptable. This is not part of what is expected of you to carry out on girl childs, on females. And I mean, so far so good. We've actually had support from the medical association, the nurses association. Everyone is taking an active part to educate health workers, community health workers, doctors, nurses, to ensure that even medicalization of female genital mutilation is not allowed in the states. And I think another issue also, in terms of medicalization of FGM, is that in some of our laws, it's not clearly stated. It's not clearly written that okay, if you do this in the hospital, this and this is what is going to happen. So even the laws we have still need certain amendments. Like there are still gaps in the laws that we have. Like take for instance, I think the fine for committing female genital mutilation is about 200,000. I mean, anyone can actually, so like you can literally just pay. if you're not charged, if you're not told to go into prison for 2 years, you can actually bail yourself out with 200,000 naira. In some states, it's about 100,000 naira. I think before the VAPAX was domesticated in Osun State, Osun State had a law of FGM law of 2004, and that largely states that you pay 50,000 naira. So imagine if they didn't domesticate the VAP Act as at 2021. If you commit female genital mutilation, you just pay 50,000 naira. So like,
Wow.
we still have certain gaps even in the laws we have,
Mm.
even before we start talking about the enforcement of these laws.
In some way, can FGM be viewed as a disability, a
Mm.
sexual disability?
I personally wouldn't want to use that term.
Mm.
Yes, like, because I believe that there's some survivors who necessarily don't go through that, and I wouldn't want to describe it that way. Yes.
Mm.
And also, to further promote the rights of our women and girls, we have to be careful with some terminologies that we use. Yes.
Right. So, what is the overall rationale for people subjecting their children or young ladies in the community
Yeah.
to this?
Yeah, like since we've been talking, like we can see that female genital mutilation, it's embedded in culture. It's a communal thing. So there's a lot of cultural beliefs that people hold on to that strengthens the occurrence of this practice. So you get to hear people say it prevents promiscuity. It prevents a child from being promiscuous, or you get to stay in your marriage if you're mutilated. Things around it is hygienic. You hear some women telling you that she keeps scratching her private parts, it's infection, we need to mutilate her. So like each like various different myths, different beliefs that people hold on to.
Mm.
People also, some also say because it increases sexual pleasure for men, if they mutilate the female. So like different cultural reasons, and also some people will tell you it's what we do in our community. So they don't really have a reason like, okay, this is why we do it. They just tell you it's just what we do. It's a
Mm.
community thing. We just do this in our community, so we also have to do it just to promote your prestige within the community.
Wow. Well, we're talking about female genital mutilation, and you can let us know what your thoughts. Pastor Dakbo says this is the first time I'm hearing of this. Well, I'm sure there are also a few people out there that probably are unaware of this thing that's happening and has happened for so long,
Yeah.
not just in Nigeria, but across the world as well. The WhatsApp number is 0809 4440981. And you can also tweet at Smooth981. The telephone number to call 0144 Good morning. Hi, Abbas. Good morning. Very well, thank you. Go ahead, please.
Punitive measure is to at least check people from doing it. But basically, most people that are engaged in female genital mutilation do it for cultural reasons, and some claim that it is just to reduce the sexual libido of women, which I feel it is not right. So are they saying that for us to reduce the sexual libido of men, they have to castrate men too? So I think it's just about more of orientation and awareness. Government needs to engage more on that so that people can actually be aware of it. That no, if this is not right, you are doing a lot of damage to your children when you engage in such and stuff. And like she likely said too, like I said earlier, there must be serious measures, punitive measures that will make people know that if you engage, just like in the days that they said people were killing twins, and what the government did to check that, and I think it's even right for us because in some states you see no you we have some states where children are still being killed because they said they are bandages, they engage in witchcraft and stuff. So I think we need more of orientation. Our national orientation industry should do more in educating people before we start thinking about the creative measures. And kudos, like I've always said to you people, you're always bringing topics that would give a lot of awareness because like somebody mentioned in his WhatsApp message that he has not even heard of it before. So programs like this encourage people to listen more to the radio. Keep it up, really, and good job from.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much for that, Abbas. And thank you, as always, for sharing your thoughts. The number is 0144899981. That's the telephone number to call. The WhatsApp number 0809 440 And you can also tweet at smooth981. Tommy, I want to ask, is there a link between female genital mutilation and indices like poverty and illiteracy?
Okay. Okay. Yes. So as regards that link, I think one thing that we've not been able to establish, it's links such as that, like direct link. I cannot really say FGM contributes to poverty or issues like that. But one thing that we've seen from our data is that quite a number of people who are illiterate, you know, conduct female genital mutilation. And in previous data also, we've tend to see that people who were probably low income earners, they perform female genital mutilation. But then recent statistics, now we've been seeing that a lot of women who have actually been mutilated or have daughters that have been mutilated, they're probably middle income earners or high income earners. So wow. even the recent MICS study of 2021, we can see that a lot of people living in the urban area have been mutilated, and also a lot of people, like more people living in the urban area compared to those in the rural area, have daughters that have been mutilated. So it's like probably as at 2008, we would say it's probably the illiterate, the people who don't have money that are conducting this practice. But now the statistics is telling us something different about people who have been mutilated and also people who have daughters that have been mutilated.
All right, we'll take a quick break, and when we return, we'll continue the conversation and wrap up as well. Today is the 0 day of tolerance for female genital mutilation all across the world. Now, this day was put in place in 2012 by the UN in a bid to bring awareness to the cause and, of course, try to eradicate as well. It's Lagos Talks on Smooth 98.1.
Future Forward Banking.
Love music. Love life.
What does Future Forward Banking mean to you? Speed, innovation, convenience, lifestyle goals, or just simply getting service that is designed just for you? Yeah, we thought you might like all of that and more. That is why we specially created Providence Bank for you to take care of your daily experiences. At Providence Bank, we believe that banking should be all about you and your business and how to get you to the next level. If you do not already have a Providence Bank account, please speak with our business concierge on 0700 77 684 387 or email businessconcierge@providencebank.com to switch to a future forward banking experience. Providence Bank. Future forward banking. It's the Breakfast Crew on your radio. Luxury music.
Hi everyone, this is Ruby Gang, aka Saroni and Ruby, and you're listening to the Smooth Breakfast Show. Do not touch that dial.
Smooth 98.1, love music, love life. This is Lagos Talks, and we're talking about female genital mutilation, how it affects women and populations as well. Let us know if you have a question or your thoughts. The WhatsApp number is 0809 444 981. You can also tweet at Smooth981. And we're speaking with our guest from Hasey Health Initiative, Oluwatomi Olunuga. And let us know. You can, of course, also tweet at Smooth981. Don't forget the hashtag is Lagos Talks 981. Lagos Talks 981. That is the hashtag to use on our Twitter. Tommy, I want to ask this question that I find very interesting. I know you did touch on it a little bit when you said with existing laws regarding how medical procedures are carrying out, the area of FGM is not really addressed. It's kind of gray in some way. What would it take to get health workers to be on the side of the people, or the survivors, rather? Let's call them survivors.
Okay, so like, what will it take to get the health workers
Mm-hmm.
to be on the side of the survivors? So like, it's still like, can you provide more clarity?
Okay, so
Yeah.
what would it take to get health workers who would otherwise engage in this practice, particularly in rural communities where it's prevalent, to be on the side of people without regulation, which is not available yet?
Okay. Yes. Like, and just like I think Abbas mentioned when he called, he said something about more sensitization. So I really think that we need to have more conversations with community health workers. I mean, and I'm really emphasizing on community health workers because, like, we know that some of this mutilation actually happen, at the rural level. But we should not just focus on just community health workers alone, but the general health worker body, as a whole, put a doctor and a nurse and let them know about the consequence of this practice, because some of them, it's not really like they're not aware that this is wrong, but it's probably just due to their own personal belief. Like, they personally just believe that, okay, this should happen, like, okay, it's fine, like, I can ensure that she doesn't have some of these consequences, like, I can reduce the bleeding, I can reduce the pain, those short-term effects, I could do that. So it's like, okay, if I can do that, so why not just mutilate? So you can see it's literally beyond just the knowledge alone, but also, changing their attitude towards this practice. So also, if we can have, stories from survivors, like people who have experienced this thing. So if you're telling me you can manage the short-term complication, what about the long-term complications of this practice? So if we can have more survivors coming out there to tell us, what the experiences are like, such that, even health workers can change their attitude towards this. And I'm not saying that all health workers practice or probably perpetrate female genital mutilation. It's just we have some of them who practice female genital mutilation.
Okay, let's go on to WhatsApp. This one says, I'm Gilbert Musa from Festac. On FGM, the practice, as stated, is cultural among other factors. Family members plan with medical practitioners in some cases to carry out this act. Solution: continuous massive awareness campaigns from the community to national levels on the harmful effects of this global practice. And another message from Charles in Lekki. FGM basically is a tradition in communities. The best way to stop the practice is by engaging the chiefs and village heads in serious seminars, because they are the main enforcers of this practice. And we all know how very well respected they are within the community. It is a very bad practice. Now, on the international scene, though, are there any frameworks or strategies that have been established to help address this cause?
Yeah, I'm aware of the CDOR. This is a framework that, I mean, I believe, like, almost all countries actually subscribe to, and it clearly states that, we should actually promote the right of women and girls, and identify the fact that female genital mutilation is a violation of human rights, to be free from torture or inhuman practice, to be free from, to actually access healthcare. So if the CEDAW actually recognize that the more we conduct female genital mutilation, the more we violate, females' human rights. So I think it's like every other person really should agree with that. Yeah.
All right. Well, I have to say special thank you to you for joining us on the show this morning. Do you have any last sign off, a message that you want to share? You've spoken a lot about it, but what's that call
Oh.
to action like? We have to do this.
Oh, okay. I think my final call to action is for us to end female genital mutilation, it's everyone's responsibility, irrespective of your position or your organization. We all have a role to play. You can tweet about it, you can talk about it, you can educate someone about it. And the tricky thing is, some people don't even know they're mutilated and they're actually mutilated, and you don't even know. So but when we start talking about things like this, even survivors who are not aware, they can actually seek help, in terms of certain complications. So ending female genital mutilation is everyone's responsibility, both policymaker, both individuals, both organizations, even media. Everyone really has a role to play. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Oluwatomi Olunuga from the Hasty Health Initiative. Do stay with us. There's a lot more to come on the Smooth Breakfast.